guys. What is happening out there? Talking into the microphone.
Testing,
Audio
testing.
should
1,
be
2,
sounding
3.
good.
All right, welcome everyone. What the heck is going on?
Oh, it just popped us right in there.
Oh good, you're in. I'm not in yet.
And I hear us just right.
Okay, welcome to the Glass Academy.
Yes, hello everybody. So, well, it's our normal show time. It's our normal 6 to 8 show time, and it is quiet in the shop right now.
Quiet.
We've got the music off for copyright reasons, but
We've got a casual attire and one microphone on the bench, which sounds like a rap song personally. We've got one microphone. But hey, we're here Friday. We said we weren't going to be here Friday, but we know some people don't watch the Tuesday show, so we're making an appearance to kind of talk about it. And you got Jake and I Q&A for 5, 10, 15 minutes. So if you are on the live feed right now, you can shout us a question because we're listening / watching.
yeah.
So Jake, you make our first announcement.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, like Mom said, yeah, we're watching. If you guys have questions, let us know. Our first announcement, which we talked about on the show, and we had some points to be made on our 100th Tuesday show this past Tuesday, and it was a blast. If you guys didn't watch it, I know the excitement of watching shows live, but it is a pretty nice thing to go back and watch and just see. It was full energy in the glass shop, and we had live music.
Yeah, the live music. We had some jingles made, and they were singing about the glory hole, the annealer, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. But at the very end of the show, we went over a few points, and we want to go over, just in case people missed it, or they left early, or they had to work, whatever it was. We want to go over some more of those points, and if you guys have specific questions for us about what's going on, feel free to toss them in the chat, and we're going to be looking back and forth when the others talk at the chat. We've got Kaylee in the back here. If she sees a question that's important that we should answer, she'll shoot it to us. But the first question, or the first thing we want to talk about, is probably the name of the show, right?
For sure.
That we announced.
So there was someone who suggested the name, and it starts with a K, and it's eluding me right now.
Doesn't start with a K, but it is The Gathering Point.
No, the person who came up with the name.
Oh, I was like
Sorry. Not very clear.
Yeah, it's The Gathering Point, and I don't remember. I think it could have been a Kathy or a Kimberly, and I saw them on the Glass Academy Addicts mention it earlier, and it was really cool to see. She said she didn't win any prizes, but she felt like she won.
Yep.
Because she
you got naming rights. You get a free
rights.
T-shirt as we get them designed and made. Jessica's working on the logo. She's super excited. She's got a couple ideas in mind. I threw some things at her. We're going to see what the Gathering Point does. But there'll be new T-shirts. So here on out, the Hot Shop's going to have any color they want, but the same design.
Really excited to get that going and to have even more formality and organization about what we're doing. And we're growing and we're making cool things happen, and there's a lot of cool things that are happening, and it's just a ladder that we're climbing up as we go along here. It's pretty darn cool.
So the second announcement, I'll tell you, one of the reasons it is quiet in here, because Friday nights, typically at the Glass Academy, was a great night to host classes. It's the end of a long week. Friday night, people want to get out. They want to do something for the weekend. They want to go date night or something special. So during the pandemic, Friday night was great. You guys were all watching because none of us could leave. We were all home, and we were like, hey, this is cool. And it felt like a party. It was Friday night happy hour. We were all having a good time. And the show is great, but kind of a combination of two things happened. Number one, we'd like to open up Friday nights in the studio again for classes and events to happen. And number two, it's a lot of effort on our behalf with a smaller staff that we want to keep in place now to produce 2 shows. We're getting more sophisticated with our equipment. There's a lot more moving parts. And we just felt like we were kind of stretching ourselves a little thin, because when the studio wasn't open, 2 nights a week was awesome. It kept us busy, engaged. But now that we're allowed to be open and we're opening up more, it's just getting a lot for all of us to handle. And we kind of want to really focus on a Tuesday show, stretching it out, making it a little bit longer, and digging in on some of those harder questions that you guys have asked, like, how do you do this technique? Or what happens if you do this? We want to take the will it burns a little bit farther, and we were running too fast. We couldn't keep up. So I know someone said it's like a kick in the stomach, And I get it, and I'm sorry. And for the life of the Glass Academy, we tried 2 shows, very successful for a long time, but we're going to scale back to 1 show.
We don't want to dilute it, and we're doing 2 shows a week. We're running a little faster than we can handle, and we want to have quality product for you guys and have the time to make the pieces that we're satisfied with. We want to have time to plan out our shows and have an actual lineup and have cool new prototyped items coming out for you guys. And you guys are seeing us do that, but as we're doing that, there's a lot of running around behind the scenes that we kind of have a lot of ideas going on, and
no, not us.
It's stressful, and we want to make sure that we have it 100% lined up for you guys, so we're professional and we're showing you guys our best side. So that's the plan going forward. It's going to be one beautiful Tuesday night show. As we mentioned, though, we're not completely cutting out the Friday night show. We're going to be taking another show in a different direction. And there is
How many people saw the ant being made? Like, Chris had so much fun making the ant. And there's this artistic side that's not, it's bigger than just the products that we make at the Glass Academy sometimes. Sometimes these projects, he's working on one right now that's going to take months. It was 2 years to get the job in the making. The job itself is going to take months to make. And these are really engaging projects. They just don't feature well on a weekly show because we're not TV. We can't fast forward 4 months and then add something in. So these shows that Jake and Chris are developing are more about the sculpture elements, things that you saw and blown away. You're like, oh, that's really cool. Like, for example, right now we're doing a meditation room in a hospital, and this job is huge. And so they're going to focus on some of the items that would be made for something like that and show you even more behind the scenes of what the Glass Academy does.
Yeah, it's not, we plan on not having it necessarily be all glass blowing, and that's a huge part of it, and that's what our focus is here and what we're good at doing. But my dad does a lot of other mediums, and he does a great job with metalwork and with woodwork, and he's a very talented person, and I have a lot to learn from him, and I'm learning right now a lot working for my mom on the business side of things, the tech side of things, and producing these shows with you guys and being a part of this whole experience, and that's an amazing thing. Or a beautiful thing, I should say. But I would love to learn, and I'm going to learn it on live television with you guys, a little more of the behind-the-scenes woodworking and the metalsmithing and the thought process that goes into creating a much larger scale piece like she was just explaining.
And so we're still kind of working out the details of the show because there are some moving parts of it. So, for example, the last 2 days, Chris has been blacksmithing at barn in a nearby town. It's amazing. It's super cool. We'd like to take you behind the scenes to see that. I don't know that we're going to do, that might be pre-recorded, some of them, because if they're on location forging, it can't be at night, you can't see in. So there's moving parts. I know we had 8,000 entries since we started doing the e-news contest, which boiled down to about 1,700 new viewers that were not in our system before. So now you're going to get emails. All the details are going to be in there. So what time the show is, how do we get a subscription, what night are it. We're really planning these out on the calendar and getting them in our e-news. I'm going to be working, the Friday nights free me up to work more on the blogs and tell you more of the stories of Glass Academy. Like Jake said, I didn't know we donated to them. So these are all stories the Glass Academy has and we haven't been able to tell 100%. So this pre-recorded show or this live show that Chris and Jake are going to do is going to take some finagling, and we're going to start to roll it out for you soon.
So yeah, this month's kind of going to be a thought process of how exactly that's going to work. And in reading some of the comments and looking at what you guys have said after the show, I see a lot of excitement for that because I know that's what you guys do come for, is to see that creative process and see the way we work through things here at the Glass Academy. I don't want people to be thinking that it's going to be a huge charge to watch this show. And we did mention that we're going to be doing it on a separate platform, and it's going to be a subscription-based experience. And to just put it right out there, the number we have on our brains right now is $5 a month. So I realize that not everyone can afford what we make here at the shop, and they love watching the live videos and supporting us in every other way with clicks and with sharing and telling their friends and family. And even coming into the shop, we have people that come into the gallery just to say hi to us. Some people bring us snacks. That's a beautiful thing, and we love meeting you guys.
In fact, Kathy just left. She brought us a ton of
snacks.
Kathy
did just bring us a bunch of snacks. I saw Sharon Watch was in here earlier. But the subscription's going to be starting at $5 a month, guys, and that's going to be what it is. And $5 a month is just like half of your Netflix bill, and to think that we're going to be doing longer shows, we're going to do them twice a month, and we're really going to be working one-on-one with you guys and talking to you on the video as we do with this show. It's just going to be a whole nother side of the creative process, and we understand if that's a turn off to some people, but we need to kind of dial the things that we're doing into the correct direction. And
I have to say this, with the coronavirus coming and then the shutdown and furloughing all the employees and Jake coming home and just having our family in the studio and starting, whatever our creative brains are. I understand that not having a show on Friday is really tough. It's a tough decision for us to make too, because we do make money off the shows. That's how we make our living. We sell you our product. There's no lie in that, and there's no shame in it. That's how we earn our living. So for us to really step back from a Friday show, it is a big choice to make, because I want to be honest, we could lose revenue from this, and it could be a poor move. I have to trust that as Michigan opens up again, people are going to want to come in. We work with the Tourism Bureau. I love Detroit. I think this is an amazing city, and we want you all to come. So we're hoping to get more tourism as things open up to come to the Glass Academy. I feel really confident that we can and will. I would like all of you to visit. And I think someone asked, how do we, this last year, I would say online sales is where we made most of our profit. We are still down 40% from where we were last year at this time, pre-pandemic. We do have walk-in sales, and if you come for a class or now you're coming from out of town, yes, sales do work in the gallery. But I'm super appreciative of what happened with COVID, because now we're reaching worldwide customers, and it's so fun. Like when we went to Florida for that live show, which we will continue to do those. So Tuesday might not always be in our shop, it could be remote somewhere. It was so fun, because not only are we learning new techniques, you guys are seeing new things that you're telling us you like the Frick color. Oh my God, I love those colors. That's a purchased color pattern. We make our own. So one thing about the Glass Academy is we're always unique. So Jake and I have a purple mix in mind, a teal mix. You're gonna see some new things come, because everywhere we go, we learn and we try new things. So
a question that I'm seeing on here, and before I move on to that, is that I want to remind you guys that the Tuesday shows are going to be exactly the same. And the reason that we started off this conversation here in this Q&A with talking about the plan about reducing our regular live feed shows down to one Tuesday show is because we want the Glass Academy to focus on that one show. And we have our team that has been working together, Gus and Kaylee and Christina and Michelle and everybody that's been working together to make this happen, to really focus their energy on one show a week. And that's not going to change for you guys. That's still free to watch, and that'll happen every Tuesday night. And as Mom just mentioned, we're going to extend that, so it may be 2.5 hours. It's going to be, we're going to figure that out, and it really depends on the life of the camera. But Tuesday shows are going to stay the same, guys, and for anyone who wants anything more than that, we have another option for you. And we can explain the app to you guys. It's going to be on Patreon. We're going to set up our account. We're going to get all that figured out through this month, and we will make it very clear to you guys how to do that and where to watch our content and the whole idea behind it. And just like you guys support us in every other way, this is just another way to support the Glass Academy, and we appreciate anything that you guys can do for us in that regard.
Yeah, and the Tuesday shows are still free.
Yeah.
But I think the value you're going to get from them is even more, because we're not spread so thin. They're going to be, like, for me, one of the things is when people are standing there trying to figure out the colors, we should have everything lined up. So on the Tuesday show, now that we have more time and attention, we're going to be making piece back to back to back to back. Now, most glass studios don't do things like that. It's very mentally straining to just jump and do the next piece and do the next piece. But Tuesday, it's a show, it's a performance. We're gonna talk you through it. It's the same, nothing's changing for Tuesday. So
yeah, and another comment here or a question by Christy is that all the videos that we make, up to 100 shows we've done now, are posted live, and you guys can watch them live. But just like I started this off by talking about our awesome 100th show with live music and slug cakes and all that business, you guys can watch and go back and watch that at your leisure. Any of the shows, we have 100 shows saved on YouTube and on Facebook, and we're streaming on both platforms. So all of our Tuesday shows going forward are going to be that way, and you guys can always, if you miss them, if you're not available on Tuesdays, You can watch them after the fact with the comments showing up as the video goes along.
And if you really want to have a comedy act, I won't say it, but go to those first couple shows where we're like eating dinner at the table.
I haven't done it. These guys have done it for marketing purposes to go see what was a hit and what wasn't, but I haven't had the strength to go back into our first videos here with Lucy and Mom and Dad and I just messing around in the shop because it was hectic, and I remember us yelling at each other. It kind of felt a little more like reality TV. We were just getting crazy and messing around, and yeah, if you guys want a little laugh, I would definitely jump back a few episodes.
All right, so there's that. Another thing that's changed, Joey had a phenomenal job opportunity in Texas where he is from. He had worked for us for a bit, then went back to Texas to do some work a while back, and maybe a year before COVID hit, he showed up again and was like, hey, I'm back in town. So we hired Joey on. He was here with the pandemic. He was furloughed for a little bit. We brought him back. You guys saw him. In fact, if you go back those old shows, you won't see him at first. So Joey stepped in, we had a great time. As things started opening up again, Joey really missed Texas and had a great job opportunity. So he's back with his friends. I think he leaves just in a few days here. We still have a great relationship with him. We want to see him. Maybe he'll do a guest appearance if he comes in town because his dad does still live here.
Without a doubt, his dad still lives in Detroit, and that would be a blast. And he's left and came back before you guys, and he knows and has really felt the love and appreciation that you guys have given him, as have we all. But he will not forget about the live feeds that we've done and what we did this year, and most certainly he will be visiting his dad. He will be visiting the Glass Academy, and any opportunity we can get to get him back on the show, getting crazy with us again, he will be there for sure. And it reminds me of the Renaissance Festival too, and we're hoping that comes up this year. If anybody doesn't know, we do the Michigan Renaissance Festival. We've been doing it for pretty much as long as the business has been around, and that's really where our showmanship and the idea of explaining glass to people comes from, and Joey was a huge part of that. Anybody who's been there knows that Joey and I and Chris and everybody else, we all dress up and we get on stage and we blow glass, and I think we did it for one show, didn't we? Get in our gear.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we came around the corner, and I don't remember what number that was, maybe in the 50s or something like that, but that was pretty ridiculous too.
So there are many things that are staying the same with the Glass Academy. We are teaching more classes. We're going to open up on Sundays, which we haven't done in a super long time. That's not going to happen for a couple months yet, but that is on the horizon. What else was I
Friday
going to
night
say?
perp shots.
Oh, Thursday, happy hour. Happy hour is staying the same. What's really interesting, and I think this is fascinating for people, if you are in a brewery, say in Wisconsin, and you want to have your own private happy hour, that's something we're going to start. We've discovered with these new media platforms, Zoom and Facebook and YouTube channels, we can do a live Facebook or a live video of a private happy hour from a brewery that's in like Australia or France or Wisconsin or Oregon. So if your local brewery, if you want to get 6 people together, we do a live show that's private for you. So we've learned a lot of things from this show, but now we can take it to different people in different ways, and that's really something that feeds our creative soul. I do hear a couple of you being like, no, don't do it, but we have to live. I mean, we're artists and we need to follow our passion.
It's a beautiful opportunity, you guys, and everyone's going to take it differently. We're taking it differently within the business. We all have our own ideas of things we want to do, and there's push and pull, and we think it's a really positive, beautiful thing, and things are opening back up, like Mom said, and we're really excited for what's going forward. And the bottom line is Tuesday shows are going to be exactly the same, if not better, because we're going to be putting more of our effort into it, and we're hoping more viewers will be there, more comments. You guys will be having a blast in there, and that's going to be exactly the same, and it's going to be a blast every single week.
Yeah, and that's where all like the new product gets figured out and worked through, and you guys will know it first. So
speaking of new product, Mom and I are planning on Sunday, 2 days from now. She's going to come in after classes, and we are going to start prototyping our final design of the gnomes. So we spoke about pre-sales for those. I'm not sure if that's going to go into effect or not, but either way, we're getting that going, and Mom and I are going to put some serious work into the design and really decide which ones we want. We're going to I have the idea of doing a pink hatted one, would be really cute, maybe like a blue one and a green one. We're going to figure it out, but gnomes are on the horizon. You guys saw that prototyped on the live feed. That was our first step. And and there's still many more steps. Well, not too many, but
No.
we need to really think about it.
Yeah, there's some logistics. So in the spring, if you were one of these people, and Kathy White sure was, it was really fun. We prototyped the slugs. We did a pre-sale of the slugs because we didn't know if people were going to like these or not. They did. We wheeled a cart outside, and then they drove by and picked them up. They picked from the cart. So we like that philosophy. It helped us know how many to make, and now we just got to figure out a way to turn it online. How do we take that same model and turn it online? So you guys tune in, and we seem like professional, maybe, hopefully, and everything seems like it rolls really smooth. But on the logistic end, there's a lot of things for us to figure out and balance, and that's what we're trying to learn. So not having 2 shows a week helps us out with that.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We're here for a few more minutes, guys. We have a lot of stuff to do tonight, and it seems like the day is just beginning. But if you guys have any questions for us, anything about the future, or if you have questions about any of the glassware we're making, anything you want to shoot Mom or I's way while we're here, Kaylee's monitoring them and sending us over some. I do see some great comments from people supporting us, and we really appreciate that. We need support in everything we do, you guys. And you guys are really what's making this happen for us. We had no idea we'd be here a year ago.
Yeah, so thank you very much. This is enews@glassacademy.com. If you have additional questions that we weren't able to answer, or you watch this and then you've got a pressing question, I would say send it here. There's no contest today. We just wanted to give a heads up. So enews@glassacademy.com. We read each and every one. To that note, I want to acknowledge everyone that sent in emails. And again, we've been running so fast that we get your contest entries, we pick our winner, and then we're off to the next thing. I personally don't, that feels too fast to me. You've told us what your favorite Christmas pastime was, or the favorite class you took, all those kind of things. And I really want to recognize you for that and honor you for that, and talk about some of the great ideas that people have come up with.
So then I guess if we have our e-news here and where we can send questions in regard to the process of the next videos and how that's going to go down, I would ask that if you guys have a preference, we're planning on towards the end of the month, we'd like to do 2 of those shows at some time. And the question is, do we want to do my dad and I show? Would we like to do them on our typical Friday, 6 to 8? Or is there a different timing that you guys would prefer to see? We'd like to do 2 of the shows for free to give you guys an idea of what's going to be different about the show. And we want to show you guys what it's going to be all about and give you guys an intro into the process of what my dad and I are going to be doing. Jason will be there as well. He'll be assisting us, and he'll be on the camera, and Gus will be there as well to make sure the technical side of things are all running correctly. But if you guys do have a preference as to when you'd like to see those, if Friday nights work for you, or if perhaps a Sunday morning would be better, or whatever it would be to see those 2 free shows in the beginning here to show you what it's going to be like, you could send those into e-news as well, and we'll read those emails from you guys.
Yeah, the other thing that's happened, I don't know how many of you guys do Zoom calls now through work, family, whatever. Technology has really jumped in leaps and bounds. So Patreon is a site that Jake had found and was interested because it is geared towards artists. I think it started towards musicians. We're not 100% sure if this is going to be the way to go, how it works, if it's available in Australia. It's a website. I would think 100% it is available in Australia, but I'm not certain. So we're going to try it, and if it's not working, guess what? We can change. So if we want to do, I'm not sure that YouTube's does subscription programs, or if there's a way we can Zoom it and then give you the link so you can go back and watch that Zoom if it's a recorded Zoom. So there are really so many options right now.
And we're learning every day, guys.
Yeah.
Technology is something, as we keep saying, we started with our first show this past March, like a year from today, basically, and we're learning every day. So we're going to give it a shot, guys, and this is just us candidly speaking to you guys about the upcoming processes and how we're going to work through them together, and you guys are a part of that process. So we're answering questions for you, and we're going to see how it goes. We don't have all the answers, but we're going to figure it out.
And we also have a mobile unit. So last year we had a whole business plan change in January 2020, and we couldn't implement it because COVID hit. We bought a mobile unit that we can take out on the road. We can go to festivals and fairs and do shows. And we're interested in that. The interesting thing that happened now is our customer isn't just local. We can throw that equipment on a trailer and head out to Missouri and do a or even, I don't even know where Burning Man is, Utah. I mean, we could go to Burning Man and blow glass at it. So like we've really extended our opportunity this last year, and so I'm really excited about what the future holds.
It's going to be a blast, you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time.
Okay, so I think this is a good time to, ashes in art glass was the last comment. If you want ashes for your human or pet remains, ashes in art glass, and I think Kaylee did type it in there. So again, enews@glassacademy.com. If you have further questions, if you have comments, if you want to tell us to go jump in a lake, there's your platform to do it. We really hope you'll all support us as we've supported you with our showings and comments. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much. We will be looking forward to the future.
Dun, 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 dun. Maybe next time we meet, it will say 200.
All right. Sweet.